Hey everybody, welcome to BrickVault. Today I've got another LEGO custom building TIE Fighter video for you. Specifically, this is the Mining Guild TIE Fighter, and this time the word custom kind of has two meanings, as in this model in LEGO bricks is a custom design from the builder Jarek, and within the Star Wars universe, the Mining Guild TIE Fighters are custom modified to both look and act a bit differently than their Imperial cousins. They were given the yellow color scheme, so the Imperial fighters were not mistaken for the ones being used by the Guild, and their next most noticeable difference is the loss of the forward solar collector segments, which make it look like a notch has been cut out of the front of the starfighter. This improved their visibility, but at the same time diminished their power and combat capabilities, and it's hard to say if the Empire did this preemptively to keep them from having a fighting advantage, or if this modification happened later from the Guild and it truly helped the mining effort. Anyways, before I get into the closer details of this model and show you the entire Fig scale TIE collection, first I do want to say that if you'd like to build this for yourself, you can get the instructions at our web store, BrickVault.toys, linked in the description below. With each instructions purchase comes a PDF building guide and an uploadable digital parts list. All of our models are tested in real life, instructions are troubleshot to make sure they're easy to follow along, and parts for the models are chosen with accessibility in mind. So buying instructions is an awesome way to help support not just us at the channel, who by the way have the best jobs in the world, but also the talented designers we work with, like Jarek, who is a powerhouse builder with an ever-growing list of top-notch creations. Anyways, you can click below if you want to get started, and now let's take a closer look at this Fig scale creation. All the models you see flashing by the screen right now scale just right with this build, which is always fun, and it's also pretty cool to see it alongside the Ghost as well. Now, the mining TIE naturally shares many of the same design characteristics of Jarek's TIE Fighters, which makes sense considering this is, at its core, just a modified version of the same kind of starfighter, but at the same time, there are quite a few basic foundational parts that needed to be switched around due to the fact that not all light bluish gray bricks can be translated perfectly into yellow. The cockpit has the same rounded shape with the larger quarter round bricks, and it opens to reveal a fully decked out interior with controls and printed tiles. Also, this is our interpretation of a Mining Guild pilot, which is basically a very common collectible minifigure skydiver from Series 10, and a Rhodian head from a battle pack. This blue suit definitely contrasts well against the yellow, and it doesn't feel very Imperial, that's for sure. The internal foundation for the arms of this model is roughly the same as the other TIE Fighter, but has some differences when it comes to the more superficial detailing on the outside. And then the big design changes happen when it comes to the wings. The center foundation has a different internal build to allow that concaved look of the wings to work well, and there are in fact quite a few changes that have happened to the wings in one subtle way or another, but easily my favorite part of the model is the brick-built hazard warning safety stripes made from the offset jumpers right at the bottom. It's a conveniently simple bit of building that also happens to look pretty great at the same time. And as a side note, for all the different kinds of ships freely landing on tarmacs throughout the entire galaxy in the Star Wars universe, this is, I think, the only one that bothers to include hazard stripes at all, so at least on some level, the Guild must have some real concern for their employees' safety, so that's always nice. This model also has a display stand that sticks into the bottom, and it's just a fun model to add to the larger TIE collection. The yellow really makes it pop away from the crowd. Well, basically this one and the Royal Guard Interceptor too. And I like that this model has the ability to retain some of that classic TIE Fighter look, while also just being very different at the same time. Again, if you did want to pick up the instructions for this build, you can go to www.brickvault.toys. It's linked in the description below. Let me know what other types of models you'd like to see built in the future. Thank you so much for watching and sticking around to the end of the video, and we'll see you next time at BrickVault.